Game on.
Ooh,
Double
gotta
check your
turn
car
off that
setup.
noise. Good evening, everybody. We are here in Monaco at night. Should be quite an adventure. I'm joined by Gore this evening.
The boys are back in town.
In town, in town, in town.
The boys are back in town.
I gotta turn off my sim hub noises so we don't hear a bunch of beeping throughout the race. And mute Chrome because I am an idiot. Well, last night was exciting.
That's one word for it. We saw a return to ARC form of the past. And I will, for the sophisticated viewers that have been here a long time, they can figure that one out. But yeah, exciting. Tier 2 Monaco race. Ghosting is on tonight. If you watched last night, it was not on. So this should make things just as bad. I don't believe we had any backmarker issues last race, so hats off T1. And we shouldn't. It shouldn't be possible to have any here in T2. But look, Monaco's a tight track. It's a fast track, but we'll see what these guys can do. Also, nighttime, just for fun. But I personally believe it makes the track a lot easier. So, you know, it's not like they're doing something crazy here, you know. I mean, it's the same. Just you don't have that annoying sun patch as you come out of the tunnel. Speaking of riding on board with Astra coming out of the tunnel here, he's going to be the first one on track to be setting his lap and goes through that chicane. I pretty much know the names of the corners for every track but Monaco for some reason. So, Reg, I'm going to let you take over here. If you know the names of them, feel free to interject.
I could bring up the map and tell you.
You could do that. But
That
through
is something I could do.
Rascast comes Astro. I do know that corner. And now Heroics into Sandevot plays. Here we go, riding on board with Astro as he starts his lap. Shouldn't have any traffic in front of him. And let's see what he can do here. He's got basically a clear track up through turn 3 now, up the hill. This one's a pretty sketchy turn. This is where I think you'll see most of the wheel-to-wheel action. For some reason, it would never happen in real life, but it seems like these few turns is the place of choice for sim racers. Little late on the brakes, almost goes into the wall, able to save it, but yeah, not a great lap so far, down into first gear. But he was only able to single shift there because of his almost in the wall braking. His tires, I don't know if they're hot or he's just accelerating too much, but he's really having to counter steer on the exit of every single corner.
They're a little warm on the outside. He's getting them a little warmed up, but as it comes to the Nouvelle chicane here, getting quite close to the wall. It's a decent exit, not the greatest, but keeps it tidy. Coming up through, banking into the wall there, into the pool chicane. Little yellow flag ahead in the final turn. Should be some slow cars. Hopefully they get out of his way. He is going to complete this lap to at least get one in, but his wing is not happy about it. We should see lots of that tonight.
Yeah, you'd have to expect so. Oh my gosh! Wow, okay, EV just went straight into the back of someone and is now sideways on the track. I apologize for my shocked remark. I had literally just pressed RT to start cycling, went on board, and he went into the back of the other Alpha Tauri, which I believe would be Rosefest there. I don't know what happened. I just caught the contact, but that looked pretty severe, EV being spun and losing most of his wing, so he's going to go into the pits. I'm going to check the race director and see if anybody got a 5-second or a 5-place. No, nothing. Okay, so he did not receive a grid penalty for that contact. Meat Shield, though, just picked up a penalty for contact with EV. Oh. Well, that'll do it then. It was a Williams, not a Alpha Tauri, my apologies. So it looks like Meat Shield and EV connecting, even though EV was, I think, the one that hit him. I don't know what happened, but here we are.
Rosefest getting held up in the final few turns of the lap by MLG God and Whittle, it looked like. So, don't know if he was trying to set a lap. He does set a 1:11.9, which is good enough for fourth as of now. We should see these times improve by 1.5 to 2 seconds, hopefully.
Yeah,
you have to
hopefully.
bring up the Twitchy chat.
Currently, we have Wags on pole. Provisional pole. It's a Mercedes 1-2 right now. Hashtag real life.
Well, we'll see. I believe May 23rd is the IRL Monaco Grand Prix. Should be interesting.
I totally forgot that we're actually racing Monaco this year. Well, not we, but
We.
F1 is racing Monaco. It's dope. I do not consider myself a part of Formula 1 for the record. I misspoke. I'm not that arrogant. You know, I did win the championship here in ARC twice, so I got a few calls from Formula 1 to, you know, be upper level management there, so we're bowling. Eric is holding up a Ferrari. I believe they're both on outlaps. No, Evie was on a hot lap, it looks like. That is going to be upsetting.
It says outlap for Evie. We're going to hang out with Babushka, our de facto race winner for round 1. But he has left the session. So hopefully he comes back and we'll see what happens. Never mind.
We have a Haas of Gauzier going slowly through the first sector there. I don't know if he has damage or what, but now he's speeding up.
I think he's just taking it easy through his outlap. He has no energy deployment as of yet.
I must admit, watching cars race around Monaco really makes me miss it. This is by far my favorite track, and it is so much fun. Granted, the racing's probably not phenomenal for most people, but actually driving the track is a lot of fun, as Meat Shield drops it into neutral in the penultimate corner, so that's unfortunate for him. That's probably going to be his competitive lap time if he had one out the window, because that was quite a while he was in neutral there. And he invalidated anyway, so now starting his lap, we can ride on board the Williams up the hill here. Looks like he's got a very clear track ahead of him. We'll see what he can do. Coming into whatever these corners are. This is a really tough corner, that one right there, because the track kind of slopes down and back up again, and if you're not careful, you can snag a break there. People really seeming to have trouble on the turn before the hairpin there, outbraking himself, and now just completely cutting in and validating. So that's not going to be a great lap from him. I don't know if he's using control or I don't know, but Meat Shield, not a great lap from him. EV on a lap as well. We'll see what he can do, I guess. He's in a similar part of the track here, going through the tunnel now. So what are your thoughts on who you think's winning this race?
I think it's too early to tell. Not enough good lap times in yet. I mean, as of right now, Wags is 8/10 out in front of everyone. So if that's the case, then at this point, whoever's out in front, there's bound to be some safety cars, as Babushka is rejoining now. I don't know. Monaco's a crapshoot.
Well, I would say there is one of two ways to win Monaco. Either stay out of trouble or just be faster than everybody else. If you're in first place and ghosting is on, your race is in your hands. It's your race to lose at that point. So
the other Alfa Romeo of Vans coming up to finish his first lap. He had a very good showing pole position at Zandvoort, so let's see what he can
also a really nice
do
final
here.
turn from him. Yeah, up to second place, only off Wags by 2/10. Way to go, Van. Little legend. Man's goated.
Very nicely done. And some others out. Lepson in P4 looking to improve. Ooh, Juan beating Wag's time by 35 thousandths.
About, yep.
Yeah. Lepson coming through the hairpin now and riding that wall for good measure. Doesn't appear to pick up any. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have his telemetry public, so it doesn't matter. Williams moving over, causing a yellow flag in sector 2. Lepson coming up to the Nouvelle chicane. Should see quite a lot of cars turn around here. Takes it nice and easy, very slow. Could be fast, who knows. Slows down a lot coming into the cool chicane. Plural. Bumping the wall again for good measure. Coming around Razmakaz? Oh, he's going into the pits. What's the name of the turn?
Razmakaz.
Razmakaz?
Raskas.
I really got to pull up the...
Razmakaz.
I like giving them my own names that sound very close. We all know what they mean. Moulin Rouge and Ratatouille. Rad going P4, 11.2.
GSR Radical. Love to see it. And that was on mediums, no less. So a great lap from him.
We're seeing about a 1 second difference in lap times from T1 to T2 here.
Guess
My
T1.
Russian grandmother coming up to start his very first lap.
No, it's right on board with him.
Evie coming out of the pits, staying out of the way there. Babusha comes up nice and tidy through turn 1, getting a little loose up the hill. He doesn't appear to have much in front of him. There's a Red Bull and a Haas out there, but they should be far enough ahead. They shouldn't have any trouble. Keeping it very clean through here. Feels speedy, a little loose down the hill. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there, not too bad. Gonna come through the hairpin here, going nice and slow. See if we can cut this corner just a little bit, get a little bit of power, coast through here, get the power down early. And let's nail it through the tunnel. See how late on the brakes he is here through the chicane, how much speed he's going to carry. He really rides that curb on the right. I think he lost a little bit of time on the entry there.
Yeah, also the exit he ran just a bit wide.
Carries a decent amount of speed through here. Really using
flat
all the
the whole
curbing
time.
here. You want to eat more of that left-hand curbing on the second chicane. MLG
Is he gonna
got
get
here
caught
at
up
the
by this
end here.
toss? Nope, going into the pits. So
In the pits and a
small
little bit of
lockup, but taking that perfectly. His wheel just right at the edge there, exactly where you want it. It's going to come across the line, only to go 7th fastest with a 1:11.767, 5/10 off 6th place.
Oh, it's his first lap out, but he's really gonna have to get another one out.
Perhaps he double fueled. Who knows?
I don't
Because
know.
he's still in hot lap mode, so we'll see what he can do on this next lap.
Rat up there in 5th, the only driver with a time on mediums.
Yeah, Rad, that was a great lap from him to put him P5 on the medium tires. Gives him the strategic advantage, but also the flexibility on the safety car.
Wags back to P1 with a 10.1. So, Babushka pulling over for Mr. EV500 out here. Still 4 drivers yet to set a lap. Gauzy out here, I think, just started his lap.
Yeah, Evie really struggling in the Nouveau chicane there. Had a great entry, but then just kind of a little bit deep on the brakes almost, and almost goes into the wall, has to almost full lock. That's not the proper way to take that corner, but other than that, he had a great entry. Has a decent Rascast minus a lockup, but it's pretty much impossible not to lock up there. Loses a little bit of speed there through the final turn. Actually, that final turn might be Rascast. It might not be the other one. I don't know. Comes across the line, stays P11. P12, sorry. Atmosphere in P11 in the other run up.
I'm sorry, you were on board with Evie. I was watching Gauzy.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, it's fine. Gauzy coming up to the end of Sector 2 here. We'll see what kind of time he said now. 53.9, Sector 2. They should really give us a difference of time to the leader.
I'm actually hearing... I don't know... Oh, not a great turn from Gauzy. I'm hearing them lift through that 3rd sector chicane. I don't know if... I think that's the swimming pool chicane.
I think it's all the swimming pool chicane.
Well,
Ooh,
regardless...
Van. Sorry, while we were talking, Van with a 10 flat up into P1.
Nice.
Looking for another pole position. Very
Van
nice,
always
Van.
looking for a good pole. Yeah, you shouldn't lift. That 3rd sector chicane is definitely flat out. So hopefully they're not lifting.
The second one?
Yeah, the second. If you were out on board with Meat Shield here, is about to go into it. So this part you're braking, and now you're flat out all the way through. You don't stop.
Yep, flat, a little bit of brake, turn in, power over the curbs. Yeah, see, they're not eating enough curb on the left there.
He also lifted off a ton in the middle there for those first couple turns, which is going to put you down the order quite a bit. Okay, that's just
not
a
quite
little
sure
bit
what
of
happened.
desync there. Yeah. He was on an outlap, though, as it turns out, so
True.
probably why he was lifting. Saved a little bit from the tires. Wags getting out of the way for Rosefest, so we can ride on board. Oh, someone just made contact. Looked like I rode on board with someone. EV, they're going to impede Rosefest. Kind of saw that one coming. Yeah, and that's going to be probably a penalty for EV if Rosefest is on a lap, and it looks like he was. EV could have gotten out of the way before the turn, but instead blocked the entirety of.
Yeah, just a really bad place to get caught up there.
Yeah, not much you can do other than be anticipating that. So, yeah, just unfortunate, but I mean, by the same token, you just can't have a really slow outlap on Monaco. Just power through that spot. I don't know why people go 5 miles an hour through there. Just, speed it up. and then you won't be caught in that situation.
Rosefest tucking into the pits.
Atmosphere also into the pits. EV, nope, not out of fuel, thought he was. Drakenwolf here, straight into the wall at Razmataz, and yeah, that's going to be some wing damage for him. He's going to go into the pits, maybe have enough time for one more lap if he's good. Careful.
Mr. Blaze Alex still sitting in the pits. Has not ran yet. Always waiting to the end to run his lap.
I know MLG God said he was not going to qualify and watch the race from a back row seat, or front row seat, as he said. Presumably he had changed his mind on that matter and is opting to instead qualify. Which, if you can get top 10, probably is the right call. So we'll see what happens. I'm thoroughly excited for this race start. I don't know about you, Righteous, but I think it's going to be either just genuinely remarkably impressive if no one gets into accidents, or it is going to be a nightmare, and I'm going to love to watch it.
Rad back out. Wags in front. Ooh, gonna impede Rad on his hot lap. Rad had to lift a little bit through the second part of the chicane and plows into the wall at...
Yeah. I don't understand how people hit the wall there. I really, that one puzzles me.
I think he was trying to gain up some more time after the slowdown and just got on the brakes a little late.
Yeah, I mean, I get the locking up. It's super hard not to lock there, but into the wall. That EV retires on track. No, in the pits. False alarm. So EV not thinking he could best his 1:12.7 and will be in at least 12th position if nobody else can improve their lap behind him.
Looked like Astra moved up into P7, I believe.
We have Blaze Alex or Zit, that guy, going out on mediums, so attempting the mediums. We will see what he's able to do.
Whittle out on his lap. Whittle should be finishing his lap as Babushka is going to come around about halfway, probably through the tunnel on his lap, and then Zeit will be starting his lap around the same time that Whittle is ending his.
Fan goes faster still with a 1:10.5. Oh, no, that's just because I tapped back in and it gives me a notification. All right.
That's the same time. Van is out on track, though. Wags with a 109.9. Rad says good enough.
On track, I think. No?
Nope, he's in the pits.
Yep, definitely in the pits. Same with tracking.
Whittle getting very loose.
So with 20 seconds left, we're watching Van here as Wags takes pole position provisionally, and his teammate is out on track. Perhaps could be giving Van some dirty air or a slipstream here as Van is about to cross the line on his hot lap. Can he take back pole position? He needs about a 10.5, and he does by about an extra 10th. He grabs pole position. So Van on provisional pole with nobody else really left on the track to challenge him except, Lepsum, who is invalidated. So yeah, no one left really to challenge this pole position, and it looks like Van will be on pole for 2 races in a row.
Zeit is still out on his lap.
Gossi Rosberged it. Gossi is in the Rosberg spot.
Zeit
backs up on the
mediums.
track. Ooh. Babush is not going to be happy. Oh no, he had to cross the line.
I think Zeit will be our final car to actually set a legit lap. He's been banging around here on those mediums. Very slow with a 1:11.7, but it puts him into P10, so not a horrible place to start from, but not a great time.
No, indeed. So we've got Wags in the pit yet to retire and waiting for Van on an invalidated lap, but he already grabbed pole. Maybe should have taken it a bit easier to save those tires, but who knows? He's going into pit stop.
All the speed from Van.
Yeah, congrats, man. I mean, getting pole in Monaco on a controller, no small feat, so really hats off to him.
Van uses a wheel.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Way to go, Van.
Niall's the controller.
Well, Van was the controller forever.
He's had a wheel for a bit now.
Yeah, but man's just playing ACC on controller, so he was dedicated. All right, so there it is. Monaco T2 night race. Van beat, or just Vans, taking pole with Wags, a P2 from Juan, Chewy, Lepsum, MLG, Astro, Radical, Babushka, and Zeit, rounding out the top 10. I love that it is physically impossible for ARC drivers to keep their name the same between Discord and Steam.
Meat Shield will be starting from the back with his 5-second grid penalty from getting ran into.
I think so. I don't remember now, honestly. I thought, yes, EV slammed into the back of someone. I thought it was an Alpha Tauri, but probably was a Williams. So, it looked like he was stopped on the racing line too. I don't want to comment on it. I saw way too little of it, so it's very possible it is either driver's fault or both. So, we warm up for the formation lap here. No smoking in the pit lane. You don't want to have a repeat of the Williams in was it Spain when after what's his face Maldonado won? They were like, here, what if we set all this fuel on fire? Something like that. So, but yeah, very excited for this race as all the drivers are picking their strategy, making final adjustments to their car setups that are out of park or within the regulations of Parc Ferme.
A wing and some brake bias.
Wing, brake bias, and I think you can mess with on throttle diff, right? It's just not off throttle.
Yeah.
Even though IRL you can mess with on, off, and mid corner differential as well as setting presets. So green light is on, and the formation lap begins with Van taking off. Slow start there from Wags. Hopefully that's not how he starts in the race, or we are going to see a Tuscany-esque moment. EV really lighting up the tires there on his start. Same with Meat Shield here, getting some heat into those bad boys. So let's take a look at the tires here, Righteous, and I want to get your first impressions on what we're thinking tire-wise. Are the mediums the right choice for the bottom 10?
If they're thinking safety car at some point, they stay on the mediums. Take some time.
Contact.
Eric and Whittle coming into contact and getting reset to the grid. If you're on the mediums and a safety car comes around, you stay on the mediums and you ride them out and take a normal pit stop, extend it a little bit, you know. Maybe there's more than one. I don't know.
Yeah, so it really depends on timing, because if a safety car comes out lap 4 or 5, if you're on the softs, definitely pit for the hards, take the free pit stop. I don't know if that's the right call on the mediums, and certainly if a safety car comes out lap 8 or 9 and you're on the mediums, you're kind of screwed, because the soft guys get free pit stop onto mediums. In the medium, you can't make softs last to the end there. You got to go hards, and you're going to get destroyed by the mediums. So, of course, you have more options, so I definitely think the medium is the right choice. I'm just laying out a scenario in which that would not be the right choice. Or, you know, ends up not being the right choice. But none of the bottom 10 thinking that was a risk significant enough to not make the decision they made on the medium tires, and I fully understand that. So, Rad, the only one inside the top 10, and Zeit, only 2 inside the top 10, able to qualify on those medium tires. Rad maybe could have been faster had he not gotten slowed up there, and then hit himself into the wall. But here we go, Vans entering the final few corners of this formation lap before we begin the ARC Tier 2 Monaco Night GP. I think it's fair to say whatever happens in the next few minutes, it should probably be exciting.
Yeah, the nighttime is great. It's not nighttimey enough.
Well, I don't know. At least they can see. So here we go. Van taking his grid slot. At least they can see. Meat Shield having a really slow time here, so the tires are going to be a little bit cold on those soft runners as he's just now coming through the final corner. So we'll see. Drakenwolf's AI car hits the wall. Great job, Codemasters. We'll love to see it. And Meat Shield takes his spot. So we are about to start. It is lights on. It is 5 lights on. And away we go for the ARC Tier 2 Monaco GP. Van's getting a good start, but not as good as Wags, who is around the outside and into the lead for turn 1. Further down the field, we have Juan, Sarah, and Chewy going wheel to wheel. Juan cutting the chicane. MLG got able to pick up a place on Astro, who's going to fall back a little bit. Gaziak picking up a severe penalty with Zeit, who is into 11th position. EV having to let Atmosphere go up in 12th position as he looks to have suffered a little bit of contact. Overall, keeping it pretty clean from these drivers. As my timing is...
Yep, mine's all screwed up too. Don't worry about it.
Okay, the Merc of whoever it was is still in the lead with Vans behind him as we head into the Lois Griffin hairpin. Okay, it looks like the timing has reset here, and we have Eric down a few positions as we have a safety car for no DNF'd car. So that's a lap 1 safety car already.
I think due to the bug.
Oh, when everybody goes slowly through the hairpin?
No, I think what happened was because maybe when they were going slowly through the hairpin and the grid was resorting itself, or the timing board, it probably registered as some sort of incident because cars were going too slow.
Yeah, it could have been.
Or backwards.
Radical losing both end plates, so he's definitely going to pit here on lap 1 under the safety car and find himself in 20th position, as is Babushka, having to pit for new tires as well, and probably a new wing, as some of the bottom 10 are also in the pits. 10th through 17th are in the pits right now. Going on to the hard tires for Zeit Zatoon.
So, interestingly enough,
watching these
so
Ferraris
many
get held
5-second penalties for collisions, severe collisions from everybody. So we're gonna have, I guess some people are gonna serve them, or are serving them. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it looks like the Red Bull of Whittle definitely serving a penalty here, as is the Ferraris.
All right, safety car just because, you know, Codemasters.
Yes, sir. So Wags leading out the pack from Vans, Juan, Shui. Good job from the McLarens getting to 3rd and 4th after starting, I believe they're both up a few positions, are they not? Nope, they're both in their exact starting position, so never mind. Astro up 2 positions, though, able to re-overtake MLG God somewhere. Wasn't sure where that happened, but Astro having a penalty currently, so that's, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, there was like a rack of 5-second penalties, and then it said safety car. From everyone having severe collisions, but it didn't look like anybody hit each other. Oh well.
Interesting. Well, Quirk going to be in last position after coming out of the pits, and he's on the soft tires with a penalty, unable to serve. So, they don't, yeah. Let's see how long the safety car stays out, but now I believe it is time for the safety car chat. What is the topic for today? I'm putting you on the spot. Something no one needs to know about, but you have a burning passion for.
Oh, we could talk liquor distillation.
Let's do it. Sounds as good as anything.
I'm kind of looking to some more 5-second penalties. Severe collisions. It doesn't.
That's what it calls it whenever someone hits under safety car.
Yeah. I want to make my own whiskey. I gotta figure out the legalities of it and all that other stuff, but I'm sure that it might be possible. I've homebrewed and made wine and stuff like that, but how much?
What kind of price range are we looking at here?
What do you mean?
How
much it'll cost to make?
Yeah.
Oh, not a lot. You just need a bunch of corn mash and some wheat, and those are relatively cheap. I'll put it to you in terms of beer. A 5-gallon batch of beer to make, which is essentially the same process. There's just a few other steps. Not counting equipment, comes out to like 50 cents a beer for like good beer, not like Coors Light. Like good flavorful beer. If you source your ingredients right, you can get it down to about a quarter. Equipment's a little different because you have to make a still. But that's pretty easy. You need a pressure cooker, some copper fittings. Got to know how to seal some stuff up, and it's relatively easy. But you.
Draken and Babushka into the pits again. Babushka rear-ending Draken under safety car, maybe put Draken in the wall. Both Draken serving a penalty, and then getting a new wing. Same with Babu, I think. So. Hard tires going on for Draken, medium tires going on for Babushka, who find themselves in 19th and 20th respectively. Safety car will hopefully be in this lap, but we'll see.
You make like 5 gallons at a time. I mean, it's 5 gallons of liquor. Then you get a barrel. Those are pretty easy to source. You can just buy those on the internet. You put it in the barrel and you kind of just like, you leave it in your garage or something for like a few years and just roll it around every once in a while.
Huh.
Yeah, it takes a while, but you know.
How
But
long
you have
does beer take?
uh, your average, you can do it from brew day to drinking in 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the type of beer. For your average beer. Now lagers are going to take a lot longer, and there are other styles, but on your average beer, about a month.
Safety car in this lap.
And wine a little bit longer. I've also done mead.
Huh.
Mead's
All
easy.
right, well, we've
Honey,
got
water,
Wags now.
yeast.
Becomes the de facto safety car for the third sector here, warming his tires. Van behind, not warming his tires as he doesn't know when he's going to go. Is Wags going to choose a braking zone, or is he going to wait till the end of the straight here? Still backing the pack up, has not gone yet. This is probably going to surprise some people. Wags still hasn't gone yet, now puts down the power. Really questionable time for that. Quirk picks up a 5-second penalty further down the field as we've got a huge gap between Atmosphere and Rosefest, close to 2.4 seconds. Van almost losing it there. Juan maybe having a sniff at a move down the inside here, thinks better of it, and is not going to attempt anything crazy like that. Atmosphere, yeah, 2.4 seconds back to Rosefest, so that's the middle of the pack really separated by that. Interesting. So Astro behind Chewy pretty close, and same with MLG God behind him. No incidents into the chicane yet, but I suspect, or into the hairpin, but I suspect we will, as EV also a 2.3 second gap, so this is a really spread out field. Whittle into the wall there before the hairpin. We have a bit of a crazy restart here. Whittle picking up a 3-second penalty already for those track extensions, so that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah,
everybody else looking a little bit clean.
I think we're going to see a lot of penalties.
That's a Merc. That's Lepsum into the wall there at the chicane. Nouveau chicane just kind of sitting out of the way, not wanting to back up into oncoming drivers, but decides to anyways, and causes some serious wing damage behind him from Quirk and Babushka. Babushka now going slowly into the wall as well. So that's unfortunate from them. We have a full course caution.
Another safety car.
Yep. So, tell me a little bit more about wine.
Well, with beer, you can source your own ingredients. And if you're even willing, you can make your own malt. But with wine, it's difficult because where are you going to get grapes from, right? You got to buy them from the type of place. So you just buy kits. They make these concentrates. If you can mix stuff, clean stuff, and wait, you can make some really good wine, and it doesn't give you that wine headache.
The wine headache. Babu picking up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Kind of a fall from grace after his win last race. Wine headache. I have not heard of that. Probably because I'm not an avid wine drinker.
Commercial wine has a lot of sulfites in it for preservation. It makes it last longer on the shelf. But homemade wine doesn't have as sorry, not sulfites, nitrites. A lot more nitrites for preservation. But you don't put as much in homemade wine, and nitrates are usually the thing that give everyone the headache. Yeah.
Interesting.
Fermenting stuff is fun. Any adult 21 or over in the United States can brew up to 100 gallons of beer, or 50 gallons. I believe it's 50 gallons of wine or mead.
Wags into the pits. Van stays out. Van and Juan and Chewy all staying out. I think it's the right call to stay out because Wags is going onto the hards, but he's going to find himself in some serious traffic. Let's see here, actually, because Atmosphere, with that, 10-second gap behind him, Wags really isn't going to have anybody behind him. Or in front of him, excuse me. Oh, yeah, he is. Oof. Definitely not the right call from Wags. I think, considering that it's only lap 6 and we haven't had a full race lap yet, I think it's safe to assume those soft tires don't have that much wear in them and can go longer than they'd be anticipating.
Not quite sure what happened to Whittle, if he gave up or crashed, but he is out.
Okay, yeah. Not sure what happened there. Chewy deciding for the McLarens to cover off Wags, so he is on that alternate strategy with Wags. So we'll try to watch them fight their way through the field here as another safety car without a DNF. We subsequently have a DNF of Whittle, but that is not because of the safety car. So some interesting scenes here at the Monaco Grand Prix.
Well, let's see. How many pit stops we got? Top 4 have not pitted. Everyone else pitted at least once, except Gauzy, Rad, Meat Shield, and Draken, who have pit 2 times. Babushka with 3 trips to the pit lane. They're going to be running out of front wings for him, possibly. And recycling some sets of tires. Good on everyone for not giving up yet. We are quite a bit of ways time-wise into this race, and 2 safety cars. The first one was nonsense.
Second one was also kind of nonsense, as we haven't had a racing lap yet and no DNF on track because of one, or preceding one. So, interesting scenes here. Hopefully, I think Draken might be a little bit too far back, but hopefully safety cars in this lap.
Gypsy says Whittle's controller is broken. Did he throw it at a wall?
Wags picking up a 5-second penalty for getting rear-ended by Chewy.
Nice.
So if he has to pit again, I hazard to guess he's going to sit out on those hards for the rest of the race now, no matter what, so he can get that removed. I actually, yeah, so Chewy and Wags both picking up a 5-second penalty. Chewy's will stand as he's the guy behind, which usually means it's his fault. But, you know,
not always.
We'll see. Yeah, there could be.
In this case,
usually,
yes. No excuse under safety car. No excuse.
Extenuating thingies.
Extenuating circumstances.
I just wasn't sure if
Can you
extenuating
grow
was
your
the
own
word.
grapevine? I guess you could, but you need a lot of grapes to make wine. Like
That's a lot of space.
Oh yeah, they need so much water and tending. It's easier. I've grown my own hops before. Those are pretty easy. Yeah, they don't require a lot. You just need, depending on the type of hops you grow, pretty temperate climate. I grew some when I lived in North Carolina, coastal North Carolina, and the first season you don't get much out of them because it's got to like take hold. But the second season they come in, I got, after I dried them out, probably 2 gallon bags worth of hops, which is a lot.
Chewy into
and I
the
only
pits
had,
to serve his 5-second penalty. This could be the move of the race here to protect him from having to grab that after. So yeah, Chewy into the pits for medium tires now. Lap 9, that's about the pit window.
Let's run some numbers. 9 laps, 2 safety cars, at least 12.5 pit stops altogether. 3 different sets of tires out there. The leaders all still on theirs. Plenty of penalties to go around. Can't even count the number. And Zeralt and Eric up 11 positions. Atmosphere up 8.
So I have to say here, potential driver of the day, Chewy setting himself up here with that pit stop, serving his penalty. He knows he's going to get kept anyways. Might as well get it out of the way here and be able to capitalize on other people's penalties. He has put himself in some traffic, but fresh medium tires. This is when you'd want to pit for medium tires anyway. Safety car, please go in this lap. It's about to cross the Sector 3 line, and I believe that is when we will get the message if it is going to or not. And it is going to, so Van now becomes the de facto safety car leader in the lead of this race, with Wags being the one who was before, opting to pit under the safety car for hard tires. We'll see how much life left those softs have on them as Wags almost into the back of EV, but able to keep it on track. I'm going to ride on EV, or on board with Wags for this restart to see if he can make any moves here, as it looks like the back of the field is just horrendous at judging when this safety car is going, as once again...
Van taking off, getting a decent start, clearing 7/10 on Juan, who has got almost 2 seconds on Astro behind him. Oh, sorry, that is to the leader. I apologize.
And Quirk now
1 second.
just coming around the final corner. My God. Chewy going to be looking for a move on Drakenwolf here, who is far slower than him. We can watch in the back here as it looks like he might go for a move down the inside here. Thinks better of it as Draken started closing that door, probably for the best. We can ride on board. I'm riding on board, rather, with Wags now through this hairpin. Let's see if we can get any good action in here. looks like Zaytun may have just rear-ended somebody. Not positive, though. He very well may not have. It just looked like they were awfully close, but that is how the chicane, or how the hairpin goes. MLG and Rad trading places. Great movie. Actually, not that great a movie. Yeah, Wags is in trouble here if he can't clear these cars. Because Van, if those tires aren't doing too bad, does Van have his telemetry public?
He does, and when I checked, he had, let's take another look here. He's got 23% on the front, 30% on the rear.
Golden. He's got another 6 or 7 laps, because, So if he can build that gap with his pace, he's going to be in a really good spot compared to Wags here.
Juan in the same position,
really
right
slow.
on the back of him.
Yeah, but we've got the 2 Ferraris going super slow here. This is holding up Wags a ton, as Lepsum looks like he spun again on those hard tires and finds himself down in the 17th position. Yeah, Wag's really going to be the one to watch for these next few laps, as he's going to try to get past these cars to make his strategy against Van work, but already he is 10 seconds down on Van. This keeps up for, 6 or 7 more laps. Van's going to come out ahead of him with fresher, softer tires, and it's going to be a blunder.
Whittle now officially left.
Yeah, looks like Wags is really struggling in the dirty air. Looked like he was fine up front, but now not able to close up on EV, who again, they're falling back about 10 seconds in 1 lap from Van there. Part of that is the restart, of course, but Zerout almost going into the back of Eric up in 5th position, which is going to slow down pretty much everybody else. We've got the AlphaTauri losing it from the rear just a little bit as we go into the 3rd sector here. Wags really has to get close to be able to use that DRS straight, as obviously it's still not activated after the safety car, and it will be as they cross the line this time, as the Ferrari and the Red Bull going wheel to wheel in front. That's going to be a massive backup as one Haas goes into the back of the other. Not great for them. That's going to be MLG got flying into the back of Gauziak there. Wags not able to use DRS, but Zaytun going around the outside of Drought, who's going to be able to just keep it together and brake well, but now Evie looking for a move on him, but Drought making it the widest Red Bull in the world there. Great defending from him. Catching up, speaking of, is going to be Wags. Really looking at the tail of Evie, looking for a move possibly here as Evie lost the rear a little bit, but Wags not able to get on the power as fast as he would have wanted to, as Evie was sort of in the road there. Evie with a lockup on that right front. Probably nobody's struggling with tire temps just yet, but I can't imagine that's far down the road, as Babushka straight into the back of Meat Shield there, and then cuts the corner for good measure, as does Drakenwolf behind him. Monkey see, monkey do. Chewy still yet to get past Drakenwolf, who he was basically half a tenth off on the safety car restart. So obviously Monaco not known for its overtaking, but this is proving to be substantially harder than many of the drivers possibly imagined.
Everybody's trying to make it work now, because they got a lot. Looks like a Mercedes. Yeah.
Shrout looking like he was the one who's actually holding everybody up, as Zaytun able to build a 1.2 gap in 1 lap. EV clipping the wall there at Leclerc. And at Razcast for good measure, Wags with the DRS open in pursuit of that Ferrari. Is he going to be able to make a move stick here? Not quite, as just able to stay in front enough is EV, but lost his wing into turn 1, so now he's really going to be struggling. And we'll see what happens going forward.
Babushka
interesting race.
Again.
Oh, Zaytun ghosting through Eric. I don't know what happened there. Maybe that was actually Blaze Al or Zaytun's wing. Yes, it was. Zaytun missing his end plate. So now that's going to form yet another train. And just for reference, people, we have Wags 19 seconds off Vans. So without another safety car, I would hazard a guess that's his race over. Or his race for the lead over, excuse me. Juan Serra able to keep within 1 second of Vans, though, so he's just got to keep him honest, maybe force him into a mistake, or play the pit strategy with an undercut, or something of that nature.
Words and stuff. Van is clearing that DRS in, so Juan will not have it, and Van is kind of taking off on him. Astro a few seconds behind that, and Atmosphere in kind of a buffer zone in P4 right now, just kind of cruising. Zeit leading the rest of the pack with his damage wing. He's 51% damage on the left wing and 19% on the right wing. Making it work for the time being. Probably not comfortably. But he has taken off past Eric, who is now holding up everyone behind him down to P12, everyone within a second of each other.
And Wags tries it around the outside of EV into this fast. Oh, he makes it stick. What a move from Wags.
Caught
EV
the
out
tail
of
end of
DRS.
that.
Oh, and Drought loses it, and that's Wags straight into the side of him. Yikes. Drought going to be backwards on track. Massive lockups from everybody going into that next corner as Drought then... Oh, Chewy forced into the wall by Meat Shield. Possibly some wing damage there as well.
Doesn't look
Oh,
like...
and that's Quirk spinning Drakenwolf straight into the chicane there. Into the hairpin. I keep saying chicane. My apologies.
Doesn't look like Wags picked up any damage on that Drought spin and has gotten past Eevee, cleared a little bit of time, and now has to catch up to Eric, who is driving. He has no telemetry, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what Wags can do. Just so much faster than him. Is he going to be able to make a move stick here, or is Eric going to be fast out of the final corner? Because Wags is really struggling with that final corner. Wow, Eric is, yeah, very slow through there. But Wags really just slow on the power here. You can see there, another in evidence. Eric able to get a much better exit than him. Is DRS going to be enough? Probably not. But he might try to make another move around here if he trusts Eric enough to leave him the space. But again, slow on the power. I think that's going to be a little bit of those hard tires and a little bit just a little bit too wary on the throttle pedal here in Monaco.
Wags playing it smart, making the moves when he can, and he is losing out a lot of time to the top here, but he's in sort of like a Hamilton-esque situation from this past weekend. I mean, obviously a lot earlier in the race than Hamilton was, but still, like, he's got a lot of time to recover. Yeah, also Monaco, but not a lot of drivers in front of him. Oh, as he tags the wheel at Casino?
Oh.
No.
Yikes. So
Bottom
that's
of the
just
hill?
going to
I don't
allow
know.
Rose and EV, but Rosefest going around the outside. EV putting him in the wall there and then going to let him have the position. Now Wags trying to send it down the inside. EV outbreaks himself, which is going to allow Wags to be overtaken by Gauzy Egg through the chicane. What a move from Gauzy. Very opportunistic, spur of the moment. Brilliant overtake from him. Basically what happened there was EV puts Rose in the wall, then lets him by. Then is like, no, I'm not letting Wags by. Outbreaks himself, which means Wags has to go a bit slowly, and Gauzy just steals the position right down the inside there. So EV with some pretty serious wing damage hits the wall again for good measure, going into the pits, getting out of the way. Now Wags has to put the power down here. And it looks like, yeah, it's not the hard tires, because Gauzy in front on the hard tires is able to get a much better launch than him. Also having DRS compliments of EV, who just hit the wall there before, and that's going to allow him to stay in front of Wags for this following lap at least.
Van has pitted already, by the way, and is in P3 on fresh mediums this lap. Juan staying out on 15 lap mediums. Babushka still in it, setting the fastest lap here at lap 16. Atmosphere up in P2, just cruising.
Cruising. So does that mean Van pit? Sorry. Yes, Van did.
Yep, Van did
and
pit,
came out.
and he is on fresh mediums this lap.
So now Juan pits.
Yeah, that should put Juan in, but I do believe Van will take this back, as these fresh mediums are going to be much faster than those 15-lap old softs. Now, granted, a lot of those laps are safety car laps, but still, his Van's coming across the line here on his in-lap. And Juan now just coming out of the pits around turn 1. Van has cleared quite a bit of time on Juan and has put an extra car in between him. Van with the net position lead, coming up very quickly on Atmosphere. Atmosphere might let him by, knowing that this is not his race. Atmosphere probably just happy to be in a decent position right now, considering all the chaos. He had a pretty good, decent race last time too, finishing P6, I believe. Eric still on softs. Few drivers in the back still on softs. Everyone's kind of spreading out, but we got a little train just coming through the bottom of the hill here with like everyone, starting with Eric all the way down to P13 with Astro. And Quirk having some issues running in the Rosefest. And Chewy picking up a 3-second time penalty. Well, things, we've had what? Almost 10 laps now without a safety car, which is nice. Lots of little pockets of drivers everywhere, but this little sort of like car train now being led by Wags as Eric had gone into the pits to get off those hard tires onto some mediums. Wags now up in the P5, 11 seconds off the back of Zeit, who's got a lot of wing damage, but still trying to make things work for him. Wags got a chance. Got 20 laps to do some work. I don't know if he'll take the win, but he could definitely recover a few positions. He does have that penalty, though, so we'll see what happens there if he feels like he doesn't deserve it and might get taken away at the end.
Anything can happen here in the Monaco Grand Prix.
Some notable things to happen at Monaco. That one time a guy died.
Wow.
Almost died, sorry.
And who might that be?
Oh, I don't know. It was back in the, I want to say the 60s. Car caught on fire or something. Did the guy die? I know, we're really bringing it down, but...
I'm sure someone's died in Monaco over the years. Speaking of dying, Radical and Chewy and MLG all super close to each other here. This
was old F1 when they thought head protection was a leather cap.
Right. Yeah. You hate to see it.
A little bit of dead animal skin is gonna protect my noggin.
Yep, you know it. Looks like Drakenwolf, going slowly through Sector 2. That was the red flag there. Him and Quirk sort of in a race of their own, 20 seconds off 17th. As Babushka and Eric... Oh, Eric throws EV into the wall and then almost goes into the wall himself for good measure. And EV goes into the wall himself for good measure. EV having just pit for those hard tires. Looks like he's got some serious wing damage, presumably. And,
Yep, quite a bit on the right.
Yeah.
Monaco, the new Baku. Until Baku, then Baku's the new Baku. Oh, it looked like Evie was down into neutral. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He's having some trouble down the hill here. Eric with no telemetry, but appearing to have no damage. Babushka still in it. P13, still trying his little heart out. Hoping he can make something happen, trying to get past Zeraut, who loses it through Razmataz. And Babushka will get by him just fine. I know it's Razkaz. Astro...
Lepsum.
Go ahead.
Lepsum just serving his penalty, getting a new front wing in the pits there.
Astro, the tail of this 4-car train up to Rad now. Looking a bit more racy than everyone in front of him, but Chewy trying to go for a move on Rad. Just kind of poking him through the hairpin here. He does have medium tires, Rad on the hards. Both of them getting very slow exits. I think Astro's probably a little frustrated back there. Lots of penalties for everybody. Meanwhile, Van clearing 10 seconds on Juan so far. Juan only 3.5 back to Atmosphere. And Zeit just sort of catching up, but losing a little bit of time here and there because of that wing damage. Ooh, Rad getting into the wall, which causes Chewy to get in the back of Rad. Not sure if, looks like Chewy definitely got some damage.
And MLG into the back of him as well, so Rad gonna pit there, and Gauzy, sorry, not MLG, Gauzy, but now Astro gonna steal that position from Gauzy on the straightaway there out of Razmataz, able to make the move stick after Gauzy had going slowly because he was inside of Rad briefly, hopefully consensually. But it looks like he wasn't the one that caused the incident, so we've got Zeit Satoon. Can he make these tires last to the end? 19 laps on these hard tires. Wags can certainly make it to the end. Can Zeit Satoon? I don't know.
Someone asking for a penalty situation. So Wags got that 5 second, which he can go to the end of these hards. He will, it will be unserved, and he could petition to possibly have that removed. Any 3-second time penalties, so 3, 6, 9, so on and so forth, are on track, corner cutting, or extension penalties, just like Zeit picked up there. and a multiples of 5 are usually from collisions or speeding in the pit lane, and those are served in the pits if you pit, or they will be tacked onto your time at the end. So some of those from earlier are not going to get taken away, but any at the end, if they feel that they are undeserved, they could get them taken back and recover some time. So Wag's hoping that that can happen, probably.
Yeah, so Wag's right on the back of Zeit with 5 lap pressure tires. We'll see what can happen here. MLG got also on 16 lap old. He could go to the end here, so we could be looking at a fight for the podium here. Oh, that's why. Did you say this already? Zeit has both end plates gone?
Zeit has quite a lot of damage on his front wing.
Yeah.
He is half his left wing missing and 2 1/3 of his right. So he is making something happen, but he has no end plates and then some. So probably not going to be too long before Wags gets by him. I just got to wait for that opportunity to get the power down, and as Zeit clambers into the wall again. Ooh, Wag's taking the opportunity for that that ghosting to work out and overtake through Zeit with the DRS.
Brilliant. What the hell is that? Why is that happening?
Well, Zeit ran into the wall after the pool
got
chicane, and he started ghosting, and Wags got inside him in Razkaz, and Razmataz, and just took that all the way to turn 1 to get the position.
Class act.
Not quite sure if that's allowed. We'll have to take a look at that, but definitely a good use of the game mechanic. I mean, you got to give it to him. If you can't get around them, go through them. Rosefest with the fastest lap, 1:13.3. Not bad. Not going to do him much good in 13th position right now, but good on him. If he can keep that up, he could gain a few positions. He's not too... Well, he's like, what, 10 seconds back from P10? He's got 16 laps to make it happen. Wag's now looking for a overtake on Atmosphere, who I believe still has yet to pit.
He has not, yeah. He's yet
22 laps on those mediums. Only 30% damage. Sorry, he is going in now. Never mind. So we will go on to someone else that does not have an RPM bug. Back to Wags. Astro picking up 3-second time penalty for... Looks like he cut the chicanes at the end of the... Or at the beginning of the third sector.
Atmosphere opting to go onto the hard tires.
That has to be a mistake. He probably didn't change it.
Well, either way, he's got the freshest tires of anybody outside the top 10, and we'll see what he can do with them.
Yep.
It's unfortunate for him. But, yeah, we've got Rad right on the back of Quirk here. Is he going to be able to make this move? These guys back here all seem to have wing damage, so...
And penalties,
Quirk
lots of penalties.
Quirk just straight into the wall there.
Yep, saw that.
As he
Sideways.
resets the track and gets out of the way, though, for this Williams.
Well, resetting is allowed here in our Tier 2 Mondays.
Okay, Chewy looking for possibly a Max Verstappen dive on MLG into the Nouveau chicane. Breaks super early, maybe just trying to psych out MLG. But he is on slightly fresher medium tires. He's probably going to want to get in front as soon as possible. Oh, into the wall, that's not going to help. Probably wants to get in front as soon as possible to, because once those tires age, MLG is going to be a bit faster on his. So, Astro also very much in the mix for that, as these people are really... Tier 2, I'm noticing, is really struggling with these last 2 turns. I know they're a bit scary because you got to just basically aim at the wall and then miss it, but it's... They're really losing a lot of time there, too. It looks like Van and Wags and Juan know how to take that properly, and it's definitely helping them a bit.
Yeah, for sure. One of the... Monaco's got some tricky turns. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a very technical track.
Oh, big lock up there from Chewy, almost into the back of MLG. Astro able to not rear end Chewy there, so good on him. Into
corner
Lewis
from Eric.
Griffin hairpin.
Lewis Griffin.
I do want to see if, no, it looks like Chewy's going to be further away this lap than he was before, as you mentioned, penalty for Eric. in 11th position with Drought behind. And Rosefast sends it down the inside on Drought, locking up that right front, but able to make it stick, and he's going to go into the hairpin in 12th position. Good move from him. Chewy, though, now really closing in. It looks like his strong suit is going to be this third sector versus MLG, not lifting. MLG also looked like he didn't lift, but under braking, Chewy really able to make up some ground. Now goes for a bit of a wider line here to gain a little bit more power. Looks like it was fairly successful, but bungles it through Razmataz just a little bit there. Not getting on the power as early as MLG, but with that DRS, he is going to have some serious closing speed. If he can hold it under braking, almost into the wall there. Looks like he made a little bit of contact with MLG, or MLG picked up oversteer at that exact moment. Locking up that right front tire. Up the hill we charge. MLG still in 5th position with Chewy in 6th. Could he go for a dive here? Doesn't look like he's close enough, but you never know on those hard tires. MLG is going to start losing that rear probably a few laps before Chewy, and then Chewy's just going to start really losing it. So he's got to make this move pretty early if he wants to do it, assuming both of them survive and stay on track. Otherwise, then it's fairly irrelevant.
The van having a nice comfortable race from pole, still leading. Good on him. I think Juan making up the best amount of no, only one position up, but he was kind of all over the place. Wag's trying to recover up to the P2. Alex still in P4, 6 positions up, so I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna give Van driver of the day.
Yeah, kept his nose clean and is looking set to win this race, provided he can keep it together for another 12 laps.
Yeah, I mean, if he fails, we will strip it from him as hard as we possibly can.
Yeah. Chewy, MLG got fight still going on. Chewy just making a little bit of contact there with the wall, perhaps. Possibly losing a little bit of his wing. I do not know. Looks like the camera is moving way too fast. He's still got his end plates, I think. Does Chewy have his telemetry on? Can you check?
He does not, but visually they appear...
No, he
appears to be missing the right one.
Yeah, he just hit that on the wall.
But,
no, he hit the left one on the wall.
But MLG missing the left one.
Huh.
MLG missing the left one, Chewy missing the right one. Astro missing both? Hard to tell.
Huh. Yep, Astro missing both, yep. 100% right. Yeah. So this is a battle of the wing damages for 5th position.
Juan gaining a couple seconds on Vans there. He was 11.5 seconds clear, now 9, so either push him really hard. Now Juan's tires are only a couple laps fresher than Vans, but at this stage, shouldn't be too much different.
Once again, Chewy with the DRS queuing up for a move on MLG, but just going to be too far back by the time turn 1 comes around. MLG really slow under braking though. Yeah, really struggling with the turn 1 braking, it looks like, for MLG, but then up the hill, he's more than good enough to stay in front pace-wise. So it's questionable here if Chewy's a little bit faster or not. Maybe he can get this move done, maybe not.
Yeah, they all
only time will tell.
They all got the same penalties from P4 to P7.
Babu pitting onto fresh softs, serving his penalty, I think, and coming out of the pit penalty-free. With soft tires in the 14th position, let's see what he can do with that. Maybe he can get himself into the points. Rad in the pits? Yeah,
Rad
in the
retiring
pits.
in the pits. Said, I've had enough. Oh, Chewy running into the wall. Who quit in the middle of a race? As Astro... Oh! Astro driving through Chewy to get... while he was ghosted, and then Chewy runs into the back of him at the exit of the
and then Astro
chicane.
pulls over to let him through, and then Chewy takes that and goes into the pits.
I had a hard time searching for it, but wasn't there a real life F1 driver who quit in the middle of the race, just went into the pits, got out, and left? Somebody let me know if you're out there in Twitch land.
That does sound beautiful, but I don't know if that happened.
Getting reports from the pit area that EV500 looks like he might be thrown in the towel for F1 completely.
Ah,
A quote from him, find a replacement.
huh. Well, that is your Tier 1 commentator. Shame that he won't be able to be using his on-track experience. As Astro sends it around the outside. What just happened? Gauzy egg, sorry.
We were still
Gauzy
on
egg.
both Chewy.
Yeah, something just happened between them. Well, that's a shame from EV. But I guess that stuff happens.
Monaco can be frustrating as Astro now heading into the pits.
Absolutely.
After a nice little kerfuffle with Gauzy, I guess. Vanna has recouped some of his time, up to 13 seconds, with Alex in 6th position, setting a 1:11.5 to get the fastest lap. That'll be kind of hard for anyone to beat at this point, unless they go onto very fresh tires. Wags recovered back up to P3, decent points position. Doubt he's going to get his P2 position back. MLG got 26 seconds back from Wags, so just driving to survive at this point with his left wing damage.
Drive to survive.
Gauzy,
Babushka out in the pits? Yes, in the pits.
Yep. Babushka, another driver throwing in the towel in this war of attrition here in Monte Carlo. Sorry, the Azul Shore, or whatever other games used to call it, because they couldn't use the actual name.
Azuri Coast or whatever?
Yeah, Azure Coast.
Azure.
I don't know.
Well, Juan, interesting. Making a pit onto fresh tires. So he's got 8 laps to recover 13 seconds on fresh mediums against Wags' 24 laps. He has spiced this up a treat, I must say. The battle for second position here. It's definitely doable. I mean, he will be, if they're equal on pace, then you add the tires into it, he could easily be 2-3 seconds a lap quicker. It's just a question of if he's got the pace.
He's got to stay consistent. He doesn't have a lot of time to do it in, obviously. He's got to put in, what, like 2.5 seconds extra per lap?
Yeah. I mean, look, 24 lap old medium, or hards, those things aren't feeling too hot right now. They might not feel terrible, but...
Juan with no penalties, though, and Wags does have that 5 second, but that could stand to get removed at some point. We'll see what Juan can recover here. If Juan won, then that'd be better if he was in first position. The joke's dead, sorry. Yeah, sorry. He's going to cross the line at 11.5 seconds.
All right, so I think we have our mistake of the race here. Atmosphere pitting to put on his 23-lap-old medium tires.
Oh, no, Atmosphere.
So that takes him out of the points and out of contention for the points on 23-lap-old medium tires.
Only 3 drivers without penalties so far. Everyone else with that nice black and white flag next to their names. See if we can get a count on those. Eric with 12 seconds. So leading the charge. Bunch of 6s and mostly 3s. 3s and 6s out there, but battle for P4. Everyone with wing damage and penalties.
Does Zaitsatoon have wing damage? Yes. No, he looks like he has a proper wing.
He pit. Okay, he pit and got it fixed. Huh.
He pit and got it fixed, put on soft tires, now looking for a move on MLG. MLG goes from the inside to the outside, Bottasses him a little bit here, squeezes him into the wall. Zaitsatoon having to go... Okay, MLG, that's... Alright, interesting racecraft. Almost puts him in the wall and then stops right in the middle of the track there. That's things you love to see here in Monaco.
5th driver to DNF, or, well, retire. Quirk out of this race in P16.
So far, still cleaner than the T1 race. Compliments of the Williams boys. Zaitsatoon opening up the DRS and using the overtake to try and move around the outside. I have a feeling MLG is going to put him in the wall here if he can't control his braking. Nope, does put his rear tire into the wall, though, but not him into the wall. So that's Zait up into 4th position. And Juan making excellent progress on Wags here. We kind of lost track of that. That's 4.5 seconds. 4 seconds?
3 seconds in the past couple laps, so I don't know if he's going to make it. He's got 5 laps, so...
Well, if he's getting 2 seconds a lap, he'll be there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it did... I thought it was 12.5, and now it's been 2 laps.
Yeah, it was 12 and a half after he came out of the pits, and it was lap 31 at that point.
2 laps, so that's roughly
yeah, and that was his out
lap.
lap, so...
Yeah, already closed 5/10 in that final sector, roughly. So we'll see what he can do. Anything's possible here in Monaco.
Gauzy picking up another 3-second penalty. Not going to do him any good. Chasing his teammate down for P5. Rosefest going to benefit most from that. If he can close within 3 seconds of MLG, he will get 2 free positions. Rosefest driving a clean race for the most part, too.
Yeah, doing a good job. This is, I mean, look, there have been a lot of incidents and a lot of probably not great driving towards the back of the pack that we've missed, but overall, it's been a pretty clean Monaco race, and I'm saying that with 5 DNFs. So Rosefest, as you said, looking for that move on Gauzy. Is he going to be able to make it?
Let's be honest here. Some of those DNFs were just...
Yeah, quitting out of frustration. Absolutely.
Yeah. He just drove into the pits, got out of the car, said, nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Not worth it. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Or anything for that matter.
Yes.
Juan now only gaining about a second this past lap. So he's got 4 laps to crank it up. He doesn't have a lot of energy. He's been using quite a bit to try and recover some of this time, so he's got to keep it nice and clean. Yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like Williams having some trouble there. Could be either of these. Looks like it's
I'm riding on board with Rosefest here as he has really gained up the ground on Gauzy. Gauzy, though, having DRS from his teammate. Rosefest still able to make the move down the inside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Gauzy late on the brakes, gets pushed into the wall just a little bit there. Going to leave Rose the room now for both of them, and Rose is going to keep that position. Now on to 5th position for him. Can he make it stick? MLG on 19-lap-old, or 29-lap-old hards. Rosefest 6/10 behind on 17-lap-old mediums.
Very clean overtake from Rosefest. Put the pressure on him, but still gave him a position or enough room on the exit, so not to cause an accident. And now right on the back of MLG said, "Your penalties be damned. I'm going to take this on track."
Yep. Essentially.
Juan now within 6.5 seconds, coming up on 6 seconds. Only a 1.5 seconds that past lap, but he is pushing hard now.
Yeah, he is. And the 2 Williams in 14th and 15th doing a 2019 role play, and Draken just losing his wing there right at the end, or losing a large chunk of it, I should say. Also, we've got Chewy playing, if you ride on board with Vans, being a little bit of a not knowing blue flag etiquette, as Van has entered him 3 times this lap, and he's still just not getting out of the way. There we go. Gets out of the way. Juan Serra, if he's going to make this move stick, he's cutting it really close. He might catch him with 1 lap to go. Maybe. He's got to really put the jets on here. And that being said, every passing lap means that those hard tires get a little bit worse. Although, if I remember correctly from 2020, the hard tires basically age like a fine wine. So, you know, it just gets better compared to other people until eventually it spoils, and then you're drinking Thomas Edison's wine with more cork than actual wine in it. So,
more cork than actual wine.
Did I say Thomas Edison?
Yeah, you did. I'm not quite sure.
Ben Franklin. That's who I was thinking.
You know, Thomas Edison, the famous winemaker.
I was just making sure I didn't say Thomas Franklin. I was thinking Ben Franklin, but I guess I said Thomas Edison. Wanted to make sure I didn't mix that. Onto the pit straight we go. Rosefest, 4/10 off MLG God. Can he get a move here like he did on his teammate and snatch that 6th position, which I think he'd get anyways, as MLG God has penalties. But still, why not go for it? It's Monaco, the safest place for an overtake. He might as well. Juan not making the progress he needed to make that last race. I think Wags is safe for 2nd position. And Van looking safe for this Vic Roy, if he can keep it together. for two more laps.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially could just take a victory lap on his last lap. He could just kind of cruise to the end and, you know, just take a nice little formation lap. Rose getting very close to MLG. Still racing hard, even though knows he's got the position, or has to know he's got it. Excuse me. Alex up there in P4. Nope. Oh,
Yeah.
getting a 3-second penalty.
Which might actually come into effect. How many? Because he already had a penalty. This could give it to Rosefest.
Yeah, that's a 6 seconds. Now, Rosefest would have to get by MLG and clear a half second.
Half second's not going to be the problem. He's way faster than MLG, who's able to keep that. The question is, can he get past MLG? Here's when he needs to do it. Or I guess he could do it next lap as well, as long as he doesn't lose too much time. Better on the gas a little bit, MLG God, but now Rosefest using his overtake. MLG God not using his, covering the inside there. A little bit late. Rose going to send it down the inside. MLG turns in before the apex. Gaziag into the wall, spins himself, gets hit by Lepsum. Gaziag out. A little busy watching the fight, I guess, and finds himself down in 9th position with a completely shattered wing as we are on the final lap of the race with Van crossing it, but hasn't lapped MLG God, so I think they actually do have one more chance. Rosefest probably going to be a little bit peeved at MLG God there. That was some really questionable racing from him. Kind of closing the door a little bit late there and then just turning in like Rose wasn't there even though he was on the inside. I mean, I understand maybe shouldn't have put his nose there, but this is Monaco. You got to understand people are going for those chances. Yes, he has the RPM glitch, but we are going to ride on board. MLG God losing more of his wing there, straight into the wall, down the inside, outbreaks himself. Rosefest going to steal the position from him. After getting wing damage from MLG God, and MLG God still sticking it in there, which is going to allow Astro past his teammate, puts his teammate into the wall, and costs him that position.
Oh no,
Astro
guys.
puts his teammate and himself into the wall, costs Rosefest that's 5th, maybe even 4th position.
4th position if he was going to get it, but he will still get it. Astro's got 9 seconds penalties. MLG
Well,
has
careful.
3.
Yeah, Rosefest going to try again. A little bit of red mist going on here. I'm sensing it.
Well, Van coming across the line to lock in that win. I am sorry.
Congrats, Van. No, that's amazing. Great job from Van. Winning Monaco. Maybe in doubt a little bit when Wags was in front, but Wags really messed up the strategy there, and that Van was there to capitalize, played the safety cars to perfection. No damage, no warnings. Congrats, Van. Brilliant win.
Wags
very well deserved. Wags, yeah.
P2.
Oh, that's going to give Juan P2.
Yep, that 5-second penalty that got applied at the end of the race, so we'll see what happens after that. But Juan currently with P2.
Yeah.
Nice podium finish from all 3. And Alex 40 seconds behind Wags. Just now coming through the pool chicane. Rosefest, I think, has given up on this fight, but still driving along.
Yeah. Very interesting move from Astro there.
You see,
MLG God picks up another 3-second penalty and into the wall, loses their remaining, what was left of his wing, which was not much to begin with, so unfortunate for him. Chewy left the session, but he had already crossed the line. So last one to cross the line, Rosefest, who grabs P5 from his teammate.
Wow. They might be having a AlphaTauri conversation.
Counseling session.
Yeah, that was a... whatever. They gave it to him because he recovered 6 positions, the highest from the start, but we're giving it to Van.
Yeah, I agree.
Clean race, no penalties, start on pole. Masterclass racing from Van, very nicely done. And, Juan taking P2, and Wags a hard-fought battle back up for a P3 finish. Well, there is your results. Fastest lap to Zaitsatun, so that'll give him that extra point, no matter where he lands after everything is sorted.
And I say let's bring Van into the commentary channel here.
Let us do so.
Van, congratulations on the first win in ARC, my guy.
Thank you.
Pole position, clean race, winning it at Monaco. Very
Yeah,
nicely done.
I just want to shout out the AC Formula E series for teaching me how to drive in very tight conditions.
Yeah. So, any doubts? Anything? I mean, I know it was chaos out there, and we can't really. That first safety car was nonsense, and the second one was half nonsense. But
Yeah, I didn't have any idea what happened on those safety cars, but luckily my race engineer Chipsy gave me the right strategy calls. He told me when to pit, he told me to stay out, and then he told me to pit before Juan was going to. So I was able to build a 5 second gap once he came out of the pits, and then it just kept going from there. So big props to Chipsy as well. I'm really just sad that Babu unfortunately had to retire. I feel like with his pace, we could have definitely gotten more points as well. But yeah,
yeah, Babu had quite a lot of collisions, and I think he pitted like 5 or 6 times.
yeah,
Um, he uh, he kept going for a while there, but at a certain point, I think he just kind of threw the towel in. But congrats to you, very nicely done. How you feeling about the next race?
Baku is a good track of mine. I love Baku. It's one of my favorite tracks. So me and Babu are going to be looking to do good again. So yeah,
Alfa Romeo constructors, let's see it, dude.
that's our goal this season.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, congrats on the first win in ARC. As you said, long time coming and perfectly raced.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I don't know what channel you are, so you're just gonna get
He can move himself.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the Monaco Tier 2 race. Very interesting. Not as much action as I was expecting, but less intentional crashing than T1, so I guess cleaner in that regard. So, well played, T2.
Still pretty wild. Those I think first 10 laps. I think only maybe 3 of them were actual racing laps, and maybe not even a full 3.
No, yeah, we didn't have a single full racing lap until lap 9, I believe, or lap 10. So that's a fourth of the race under safety car. The first fourth of the race under safety car. Interesting.
Very, very interesting. Well, I've been me. You've been you. This has been
real.
fun.
Yeah.
And tune in for other stuff. ACC, Formula E. We're looking to start up something crazy in Assetto Corsa soon. So hopefully we can get some broadcast on that too. And yeah, see everybody next week.